of being the 2008 Business of the Year as identified by the Calaveras County Chamber of Commerce. And we are so excited about being the recipient. We've been nominated for this for 3 or 4 years in the past.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, this really helps to validate some of the good stuff that we're doing in our community.
It really is. And congratulations. It's well deserved because I think the last few months there's been a lot. You can see a lot of innovation and really nice involvement from the. Awesome. Congratulations.
Right, thank you. There's a big turnout down at Green Orange.
We'll just leave that here. We'll display it. There we go.
There was a big turnout down at Greenhorn Creek for their installation dinner, and Lieutenant Governor John Garamendi was there, of course, talking. And I tell you, there were 19 of us representing the hospital at the Chamber's dinner.
Nice.
Hospital Foundation people were there. Chief of Staff from the medical staff was there, Dr. Ryan Thompson, and other leadership within the hospital. And everybody was just giddy because it just felt so good, and we were so pleased to achieve the award. It was fantastic.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Now, you've had a lot of community grants and different things like that have come to fruition. What are some of those? Well,
we every year Catholic Healthcare West has a project they call the Community Grant Program. And all of the 42 hospitals within Catholic Healthcare West take part in the program by identifying not-for-profit organizations within the community that share in the same mission as the hospital does. And so we were able to award an $18,475 grant to an organization in this community called the Take It to Heart Foundation. And the whole purpose of the grant is to work on projects that, from a community benefit standpoint, really have huge payoffs for health in the community.
Right.
In this particular case, the Take It to Heart Foundation shares the same mission as the American Heart Association. And they have a project called the Family Fit Program, which is going to be introduced in all Tuolumne County 4th and 5th grade classes this year, and 3 of the Calaveras County 4th and 5th grade classes this year, too. And the Family Fit Program is a program that involves the family, and it targets at-risk kids who are at risk for obesity.
Right.
And the whole program is nutrition and exercise and education, so that these kids ultimately will not have a chronic disease such as diabetes, or have later in life heart disease.
Right.
So this is really huge, and it's a good organization. We're very pleased to be a part of it.
Very nice. Now, you've had some ribbon cuttings as well, right?
we're talking about all these businesses. We ought to talk about patient care. No, we had and this is patient care, because we had a ribbon cutting ceremony that was the Chamber of Commerce, again, last Friday, was at our Family Medical Center in Angels Camp. And we had a ribbon cutting ceremony for our renovation project that we had down there.
Right.
Those of you that have visited the Family Medical Center know that it has been extremely crowded, and the flow, or the time it gets to see on occasion, the time it takes to see a practitioner is lengthy. So we added 3 more exam rooms.
Nice.
And the way we did that was we relocated our X-ray machine to the Creekside Imaging Center, which is over by Stelty.
Right. Right.
And so we had the groundbreaking, or the ribbon cutting ceremony there to show the community how we are listening to what they have to say relative to wait times at our Family Medical Center in Angels Camp.
Right.
Which is a good lead into something else I wanted to talk about, because the 4 family medical centers that we have in Valley Springs and Angels Camp and Arnold and Copperopolis have all been really busy this last quarter.
Good.
Which is an indication that we've got some stability in our practitioners. The staff is been there now for a while. They're becoming seasoned, and they're able to provide the services to the community that the community expects. The best news is that our emergency room visits have gone down. And that is the correlations you want to have. We want to be able to provide the community with the health care they need in the community they live.
Right.
rather than waiting until they're acutely ill and have to come to the emergency room.
Right.
So that increase in visits in the family medical centers and the decrease in the ED is really what you're looking for.
Because that makes it great, so you don't overutilize your ER and you push it back where it's supposed to be. Huh?
Yeah, the ED is very expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. It's very expensive to run, and it's very costly for the community too. So yeah, that's a correlation we want to have.
Very nice. Now, what are some of the other upcoming events? There's a Community Services Day and all kinds of that one?
Yes, there is we've had much success lately on making presentations to community organizations.
Okay.
This is one of our Did You Know ads that we've been running, the little campaign. But we've been very successful at getting out in the community with the Rotary Clubs and the homeowners associations and doing presentations that are kind of geared toward who the audience is,
right,
about healthcare in general. And so coming up on the 21st of this month, we're going to be at Greenhorn Creek and just presenting to their homeowners association some of the things that are going on here at the hospital. We'll talk about business. We'll talk about physician recruitment. We'll talk about new programs and services.
Yeah.
And it's very important, especially for people who haven't come to the hospital before, like a lot of the people that have moved up into Greenhorn Creek and Saddle Creek and some of the other developments, to understand what we do offer.
Right.
And so when they need medical attention, they know that they've got a quality place in their community they can go to.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we're excited about that.
Now, you've also coming up all the kinds of career day things, right? Isn't this something for some of the middle school kids and that?
Yes.
Okay.
We have
all right. I probably didn't intro that well.
No, you're fine.
All right.
We're kind of migrating from most of our payers, most of the people who come to the hospital are seniors.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
But there's also a couple issues that we really want to work with kids. We talked about the Family Fit program.
Yes.
And the grant that we awarded. But we also are very concerned about careers for the kids. And getting them used to seeing the hospital and knowing that the hospital is a huge resource in the business community of Calaveras County. So we're starting to do some things more kids career oriented in the communities. The first one that we're going to be doing, the first formal one that we're going to be doing is we're calling it the Health and Career Day, and it's going to be at Toyon Middle School.
Okay.
And presented to all of the 8th grade classes, or 8th grade classmates. And it's a day where we are going to present to them in a career day environment with the different type of jobs that we have here at the hospital, with the goal of perhaps guiding these children toward a career that when they go away to college and come back, that they can have something here for a career that pays well, has good benefits, and they can grow and help to grow with the community as a result. So, we're talking about, we'll have a booth set up for kids that are interested in science. Perfect for our laboratory. We're going to have imaging and IT, information technology, for the kids that are the computer type oriented.
Right.
And nursing certainly will be there. Some of our ROP students, Regional Occupational Program students, will be there with the booth. So it's going to be that type of a thing where people can get a feel for what's available in the community.
Right. Because a lot of people may not know, you're probably one of the largest private sector employers in the county, right?
That's correct. I think we're number 3.
Okay.
With total employees. We have 324 employees, but it's like a city. I mean, we have every occupation from housekeeping to dietary, registered dietitians, cooks, maintenance, laboratory scientists, imaging experts, technologists, and then you have all of the clinical side, the nurses, the ICU nurses, ED nurses. So it's everything.
And if they do a good job, you may even name a cafe after it. Right?
It's like Carmen's.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right. Well, that's interesting because we are Carmen and her family are going to be involved with this career fair.
Okay.
Because not only is Carmen one of our cooks here at the hospital, but her daughter Debbie Selleck is one of our massage therapists.
Aha.
And her daughter is an ultrasound tech.
So you've got the whole family
here. The whole family here working at Mark Twain Hospital.
Yeah.
So we'll mention that to the kids.
Very nice. Now the hospital's foundation has also been active as well. Now they have one of their biggest events of the year coming up in April, don't they? Isn't that their
They have their annual Festival of Wine. I think it's on the 19th. April 19th, Saturday. It's going to be in the town of Murphy's, and that's where people can buy a glass and visit about 12, 15 different wineries and get food and hors d'oeuvres and type stuff, and just have a great afternoon in Murphy's, going from place to place and socializing and tasting wine and having a great time.
And it also should lower their heart attack risk with the...
One glass.
One glass. Oh, okay, all right.
That's hard. But the foundation is very strong and is a huge supporter of what we do at this hospital. And they've just announced a new campaign to bring digital mammography to Calaveras County. The technology that we have is now not the standard, and we need to bring that standard and even better than that into Calaveras County. So they just announced the campaign a couple weeks ago to raise funds for the capital campaign. And even before they made the announcement, they had raised over $500,000.
That's astounding. That is just amazing.
To support digital mammography. Their goal is $1 million, and they're going to attain that in the next month or so, I'm sure.
And I know we've touched on this before, but isn't it amazing in a small county like Calaveras, just the community spirit? Because you see a lot of these fundraisers, not only for hospital-specific stuff, but for high school issues and things, where this community really goes above and beyond as far as per capita giving and support.
It's almost like we want to be involved with something. What is that passion that we have that we can really move forward and get involved in? It's pretty exciting, and that has turned around in the last 6 months, year. The Hospital Foundation. And they have good leadership there now. We hired an executive director, Peggy Lucas, about a year ago now, and she is doing a wonderful job in philanthropy for that organization.
Very nice. More good stuff. Now, also, this is tying in a little bit to just some of the career stuff. You have a new program with the occupational health.
This community does not really have an occupational health and rehab type department anywhere. It's not something that's offered by the government, obviously. But all businesses at some time or another are going to need to have occupational health and rehab for their workers who become hurt on the job and need to go through a program and be rehabbed so they can get back to work. And on April 1st, we will have a occupational health and rehab program that's offered through our Creekside Imaging Center location by Stelty Park. It's actually, we actually contracted for the service, but it will be a Mark Twain St. Joseph's Hospital product. And we're real excited about that. We've already gone out to several communities, business associations like Angels Camp Business Association, and done presentations to them. And the reception from the business community on having this program available has been very good.
Nice.
Very favorable.
So you have something in the county that they can rely on.
Yes. And we'll expand that, just like we expand everything else. We're going to be starting more diabetes education in the communities. And we're going to have them in Creekside. We're going to have them in our family medical centers. Maybe even get up to West Point or to the northeast side of the county and offer some stuff up there as well. So we're always identifying new projects that the community needs.
Now, for our business, most of our stuff will just be typing, so we're probably not for our Pine Tree, our news side. So
we'll fix you up with you get that carpal tunnel. We'll fix you up with some braces and we'll get you rehab.
Now, you've had some good things happen on recruitment and stuff as well, haven't you?
Well, yes, and we're talking physician recruitment here. Let's go back and we'll talk about our critical employee type stuff. There was this nurse shortage a couple of years ago, huge. It affected everybody. We seem to be over that now, at least we at the hospital. We actually have no open full-time positions for nursing here at this hospital. That's huge.
How many years is...
I don't recall ever having not any, never having a time like this with no open positions. So
wow.
we're in really good shape. And you know, our human resources department and our nurses have done a great job of not only filling those positions, but making sure that the people stay with the hospital, retained.
Yeah.
That's big.
Now,
but physician recruitment, you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Physician recruitment is a lot harder, and it takes a lot more time. But this is one of our priority strategies, has been for about 2 years now. We're finally seeing the fruits of that work. And we have, can't really say because I haven't signed ink, but we're close to having 4 new practitioners join us on medical staff.
Very nice.
Family practice, female family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics. So those are pretty exciting things. That sometime probably in the summer we will actually have those positions here at the hospital somewhere.
Now, was some of the deciding factors just the general quality of life in the area and some of that stuff as well, or is it?
You know, we always think that to be true, and I think it is true. Right? But I think it's a mix of a lot of stuff. It's a mix of they see us as a forward-thinking organization. They see us as to what we can provide to them as a practitioner, as well as the community is responsive to having specialists or family practice physicians here in our community. So it's the whole thing. Certainly, you know, and that's why I'm here, is because of the community that we have, and that's probably why you're here. And most of us are here because of what we offer as a community with recreation and culture and things like that. So it's a huge draw.
Going back a tiny bit to the nurses and stuff, now did you pick up quite a few or any positions from when the Tuolumne General closing over there at all? You did. Okay.
Yes. We had been talking to them for quite a while. You know, I think they closed July 1st, 2007. And we had been talking to them long before that to see what opportunities we could make for their nursing staff. And I don't know what the number of them is. It might be half a dozen, it might be 8, but I know that we've got respiratory therapists, we've got nursing, we've got some other education, our manager of education from Sonora, from that area. So yes, we were able to acquire some of the cream of the crop from Tuolumne General. Some of them actually lived here and worked over in Tuolumne County. So that was a bonus for them as well. But they had some great, you know, we've always had respect for the caliber of medicine that Tuolumne General provided. And it's indicative by the staff that we've been able to hire. It's been great.
And we've had a chance to talk to a couple of them personally. We knew them as personal friends, and they've just had nothing but, you know, just glowing stuff, you know, since they've joined the staff. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool is a good word.
Now, also, there's been some emergency preparedness drills and things like that, haven't there? Is that?
You know, emergency preparedness is something that nobody really wants to worry about or to do. And in a hospital, it's hard to devote the support for developing plans and buying stuff. And it's because your focus is on patient care. And we finally, in the last couple of years, have really put a major effort toward rebuilding our emergency preparedness program. We've been working hard with the county. The county's really working side by side with us on this, especially the public health agency. And we, besides having requirements to perform drills, we actually had a drill last Tuesday, involving the county, that was a surge of patients that could have been infectious. But you don't know that when they first arrive. And the patients were played by our regional occupational program kids.
There you go.
And they started coming in at 5:30 in the morning. And at some point around 7:30, it was overwhelming for the emergency room staff to handle them in the emergency room setting. So we activated our incident command center, and we set up an alternative care site up here in our community health education center, and brought the kids up on wheelchairs if they could, you know, if they were too sick to walk. And we set them up on cots. The cots came from the public health department. And it was about a 5-hour exercise, you know, with objectives like how quickly can you identify what what the ailment is.
Right.
Is there a common thread between everybody that walks in? Like, did they all go to the same party the night before?
Got it.
All this type of stuff. And as it
like
turned out,
contact tracing type of things, and
yeah, and the public health was involved with that. You know, do you wear masks? Do the kids wear masks? If there's airborne stuff out there, and it was a good exercise from the standpoint that we learned a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the things we learned is that we need to do more and more and more.
Just
so that's our strategic initiative for our Environmental Care Committee this year, is to complete that emergency preparedness plan process.
Right.
So it'll be big.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I think
this was half hour, so wasn't it?
This is a well-deserved business of the year. You guys have really been going forward. If you've been tracking the local news media the last 6 months or so, it's just been every week something new almost. It seems like something.
It's going to be a very busy 6 months coming up here too.
Yeah.
If you are astounded by what we're doing now, just wait. Hold on to your seats, because there's a lot coming. It's going to be very exciting.
Very cool. Thank you very much, Larry.
Thank you.
Thank you.